I'm going to give everyone a few more minutes. I I am so random with my lives, but I love it because it is such a sacred time and a sacred space for those who are meant to be here, are going to be here, and those who are going to be catching the live a little bit later. That's totally cool too. It's no problem. However, I wanted to come up on here because I have been convicted. We're gonna say I've been convicted to come on here and just do an update, but also answer any questions that y'all have had over the past month since I have posted. It has been a while. It has been a while. So I'll be live on here for a good, 15 minutes. Just to, connect. I'm gonna pull up just a few questions here. Let me see. Yeah, y'all have left a good number of questions, so I'm definitely gonna have to come back on here another time, another day, to answer some more questions. But let me just come up over here. Hi. It has been a while since I've been on here, and I do apologize. I have been working more. It has been such a beautiful season of renewal, regeneration, revival, gratitude. I've been so grateful for this past season. There's been so much change, so much evolution that has taken place in my life, and I'm trying to think of where to start. It started about 6 months ago, to be honest. It started about 6 months ago, and this was the time of God's hand over my life. And I see the word God as generator, operator, and destroyer, God. And it was full force in the month of June. And that was when a full renewal of my life, it was taking place. Hi, welcome. And I would have to say God's hand in my life was literally orchestrating it all, every moment. And it's just such a beautiful story of what they would call, your faith. I don't think I ever truly witnessed God handpicking me to orchestrate it and to be who God is. I was able to see the Most High really cultivate within my life, full speed ahead, and it's a beautiful story, to say the least. However, that's for another day. Let me close this laptop here. So over the past 6 months, I am so sorry. We got disconnected for a moment. However, we are back in action. I don't know what happened, but we got about 10 minutes. So over the last 6 months, I have been working on a few different projects, and by the grace of God, I have been able to really hone in and really work on these every single day. So one of the projects that I've been working on over the last, I want to say year and a half, because I had to take a break from it because I was in business connections um, with a merchant who was claiming that they would be able to connect my journal to their platform, and it ended up being a whole scam. And it really took a hit to my self-esteem and my mindset, and I had to reframe completely because I didn't have the confidence to republish it myself. And that was a really scary time in my life because it really catapulted me into where I am today, to know that I have the Most High on my side. I can work on this every day, an hour a day, and I will get it produced and out there. And it's beautiful, and I'm working on every moment of it. It is coming together beautifully, and I'm really excited to be able to push this out to everybody that has been waiting for it. I've had people on the wait list for this journal for about, a couple of years. So it's finally slowly coming out. I am about, I would say, I finally finished. So it's like a 3-month journal, and I finally finished the first month of like the foundation of everything. So this is going to be the foundation for the next 3 cycles, the next 3 months. And I'm going to add some other details to it. So I probably should be finished here within the next, I would say 2 weeks for sure, if I am consistent with dedicating that hour a day to the journal. So there's that. Very grateful. The next project has been a little bit bigger, and it is more localized. I'm going to start local, and this is something that I've been working on for the last 10 years. And confidence and self-esteem is so crucial to your vessel, to know that you are capable of doing anything and everything, and that there is no limit to life. It took me a decade to get to this point, to know that everything is possible with the proper confidence and discipline, and everything will come to you with this in mind, the proper structure. So that is also something that I've been working on. It is a beautiful project. It is going to be coming to fruition more and more, but it's really just a development of valuing yourself and having a high value of yourself and what creates that. And I'm creating that today. Well, more so over the course of 10 years, but publicizing it today. And it has been such a journey. Hi, beautifuls. So grateful that you're here. Most divine souls, everybody that is meant to be here today will show up, will come, and we'll hear the beautiful updates of this life, this human existence. So sorry, there's a train that's passing by, but it's only a minute. However, bringing that to fruition, that ability to have the value in yourself, the value in what makes you you, uniquely you, and how to build upon that is such a critical, crucial part of existence. So yes, God is up to greatness. God is just really, really doing a beautiful work within me. So I'm here to just share the updates, share the beautiful message of what is to come. So we have the journal, we have the courses that are going to be coming up, that are going to nourish, that are going to build upon the journal. But the journal is going to be coming out first, y'all. And last but not least, the journey of yoga itself. Yoga has been such a beautiful part of my life that it is life itself. Some people may not know the history of yoga and why it is so essential to every day. A lot of people know yoga as the mainstream of just like meditation and, you know, calm. You get to be more flexible. But everything that you bring to your mat, everything that you bring to, that is in life, that is operating in life, and you bring that to your mat, you work that through on your mat. So if you're a first-time yogi or you've been doing yoga for a long time, you may experience you being on the mat and then you experiencing like an imbalance, right? You may feel like you're a little wobbly. That translates to something that's in your life. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm really struggling with school, or oh my gosh, I'm really thriving in my business, and you bring that to your mat, you will see that on your mat. You will see that in your life. And you can actually literally break down your life out there on your mat, and you can work it out on your mat, and then it will transfer into your life. There's like this connection. That's why I think yoga is truly life. I've been practicing yoga for 15 years, and man, y'all, every detail that is big and small, critical, joyful experience is related to the manifestations of yoga. So I'm definitely going to write a book about it one day, you guys. It is deep, some deep, beautiful stuff that has not been talked about, has not been shared. It's whatever is in the mainstream right now is very surface level. And I believe yoga is life. Life is yoga. So these are just some updates. And I'm going to get into the questions. So if you guys have any questions down below, please feel free to share. I will read them aloud. But these are some preconceived questions. So the first one is, do you believe God invites us or even welcomes us to discuss and debate the big questions of faith, doctrine, and the Bible? So I typically don't bring faith-based questions into my chat, but I believe the Most High, the one that gives us the source of breath, the source of life, the ability to communicate, the ability to talk right now. I believe we are always invited to ask questions, always invited for clarity, the depth of life, the unfolding of what that looks like. We are always invited to, find out the answers. The Most High is not someone who shuts out questions. It is a place to cultivate and nourish the ultimate truth. Now, when it comes to asking humans questions, sometimes the ego gets in the way. Absolutely. The ego is something that is human. It's natural. It's something that can't be, removed from our vessel. But it is something that can be harnessed and understood and honed in on. But the Most High God is not one with ego. It is one with divine orchestration of life itself. So that's my answer to that question. And let's see here. What is the next question? And again, please feel free to leave any questions down below for me. I would love to read them. And again, these are pre-given messages, questions. Let's see. What messages have you heard about? I'm back. Sorry, a little timer there. We got just a couple more minutes. What messages have I heard about heaven, or about how the Most High can be a loving father or a judge? Okay. What I've heard about heaven is that it is truly a state of mind. How we perceive, how we look at life, how we process our experience. If we believe that this is heaven on earth, we will receive heaven on earth. If we perceive that this is hell on earth, then we will receive hell on earth. So it's all about perception. If you are two individuals walking in life, one perceives this is heaven, everything is perfect, everything is divine, everything is operating as it should, and you're alongside the other person who may be a little bit more pessimistic, who may say, I'm a realist, I cannot operate in this sphere of life, I can't wait for life to end. I am looking forward to death. So you have two people walking in life. One person is gonna try to wipe off the other person's perception, while the other person's gonna try to enlighten the other person's perspective. These are two individuals, right? Who have two different perspectives on life, who receive life as it is. This is how they see it. Now, how do you see life is my question to you. How do you receive your heaven on earth? How do you receive it? Is it through your daily practices? Is it through your rituals? Is it through just operating in life as it is? How do you receive heaven on earth? I believe the second part of the question was about how God can be both loving and the judge, right? I believe God is ultimately a loving and just God. Loving and justice. It's another perspective is we may believe in karma, right? Karma is something that comes to us, evolves through the state of consciousness. It is something that is just the law of how the world operates. I believe God operates just like that in the state of consciousness. We are the generator. We generate everything that comes to us. So if we are operating in a state of judgment, we are going to receive judgment. If we're operating in a state of love and justice and peace and tranquility, all of these beautiful things, that's what we're going to receive. You are the generator of what you receive. It is who you were meant to be. It is who you operate as. So what fuels that generator? Does anybody know what fuels the generator? Can you leave any comments down below? I'd love to hear from you guys. We're going to be wrapping this up very soon. What fuels the generator? What fuels the oil? Anybody? I know y'all are there. Okay. Love. Love fuels the generator. Love fuels the generator. Love is the oil to the machine. If you don't have love, you're like a gong I think there's something like that in the Bible. But if you don't have love, if you're not operating from a place of love, if you're not doing things because you love it, it's just gonna, not vibrate in your vessel well enough to